Hello and welcome to Honeyglow. My name is Ren and I'll be your guide. Before we get started, let's go into the map and show you what we're working with. This is my house up at the very top. I also have a house for my mom. As for my villagers, I got very lucky and also had amiibo cards for a few. I have Francine, Cyrano, who's not particularly popular but is one of my very favorites. Julian, Fauna, Marina, Chrissy, Eunice, Punchy, Hamlet, and Kurt. Let's get going. Now I do have two rules. No hets, please, and don't run in the flowers. No hets is not hard and fast. If you're going to get pissy about it, you're the kind of het I don't want. Over here I have a little trading area for my boyfriend and one of my best friends, since they're the ones that I play with the most. Just specific things I think they specifically would want. Down here on the beach, I have extra DIY recipes and hybrid flowers that are free for anyone that visits to take. Up just north of my town hall, I have this adorable heart-shaped pond that I made, and some extra tulips that I'm not really sure what to do with at the moment. My plan is to put whatever the next building that gets added into the game in here. Over here we have one of my favorite areas. This little art garden, I suppose. I really love the idea of it, and right in front of the museum. Next, we have this little house, one of my two housing areas. Here we have Cyrano and Francine's house. They have small gardens and little sitting areas, but they aren't really there in their yards that often, so I figured that's more than okay. Down here, we actually have the only example of orange in my entire town. This is my mom's house. Orange is her favorite color, but I'm not super into it. But of course I'm gonna give her her favorite color. I also have this little beach area for her. Then over here, I have this cute little picnic set. And let's go back up through the housing district to my little shopping area. I have two stalls, one that's sort of candy themed. It was meant to originally just be shaved ice, but then I put the fruit infused water on there. And then on the opposite side, I have a little sushi stand. You go, Marina. Over here is my first of two main beach areas. I have one near each housing district, so that I'd like to think that villagers would enjoy spending time on the beach in those areas. Across the bridge here to the north, to the west, I don't really have much going on, just some hyacinth breeding that's gotten a little messy. I haven't gotten around to cleaning up. And a few little bee houses. I like when it's plain in a few places. Over here, to the east, I have a little art studio area with this painting that's actually based on my favorite street art that I've ever seen. It was in Medellin, Colombia, and had this sort of background, and it said, "I'm not in love, I'm just crazy." And I think about that a lot. Oop, I forgot to get rid of my overflowing windflowers. But I have a library up here, and a little pool area up one level or more. Heading back, I'm going to go up one more level. And to the east you can see my orchard. Goes back pretty far, but not too far, I'd like to think. To the west, I have this little cafe area that I made. Up here, I'm planning on putting another statue once I'm able to get one. But I do love this little cafe. It makes me really happy. I put some flowers back here behind a fence so they wouldn't get too out of line. If we keep going west, we come across my little pink garden. I love pink. It's my very favorite color. And I just really went hog wild with this. I'm gonna go back up or back over and then up to really see. This is my wild area, I suppose. I've just kind of let whatever happens happen. I've been trying to breed some purple windflowers, but it's not going well. I can also hop across here and have another area like that. Okay, let's head back to my little pink garden and then down to the other housing district. So sometimes I walk through the flowers, but I often stay on the path here. I'm going to breed some more pink hyacinths for Eunice to have in her yard. She does have, I think, the biggest yard, but she's actually my very favorite villager. Then I have Marina's house over here. Kurt's house, which has a rock in it I've been meaning to smash. Julian's little yard. I felt like he would deserve a hammock. I felt like he deserves a hammock. Punchy's house. And Fauna's house. Now let's head over to the beach. I have a single coconut tree. But if we head up here, I have a little fancy dinner area. And I love the little seashell stereo. No one actually thinks it's, or well, when I show it off to people that don't have Animal Crossing, they don't actually think it's a stereo until I point it out to them. My second little beach area, a bit more removed from the housing district than the other one, but I think just as cute. Eventually, I'm going to get the DIY for that moon chair and put it up here. Now let's head down the beach to get to the campsite. Oop. I'll get that. I can do without that. Actually, first, on my little pier, I just have this cute little fishing area. And then my campsite's over here. Hello, Julian. Glad to see you're enjoying it, or enjoying the bonfire. This area doesn't really have much going on. It's just trees. But I like areas like that sometimes. And that heads back over right to Town Hall. But there is one area I haven't gone up to. It's my little house area. Let's get up there. I'm trying to breed a few more pink roses to line this whole pathway. But I have a little tea area. and a little tiny garden. A nice little hot springs area with bamboo and a gong, which leads straight down to my little secret beach. I didn't do a lot of decorating down here, just the shell bed. But, I mean, there's nothing to get in the way when Red comes. Let's head inside. I have a fully upgraded house. Well, you'd expect I would after about 200 hours. This is my living room. It actually has a lot of things that are meaningful to me, such as one of these old sewing machines. I've been sewing since I was 6 years old, and I actually learned how to use a machine with one of these old ones. The humidifier is kind of a funny story. I moved from a very rural area to Richmond, so the air is a lot drier here, and I needed a humidifier in order to stop having my nose bleed. I have a little craft room for myself. Now, I've noticed something really interesting. I actually know how to use a loom, but something I've noticed in a few other people's tours is people tend to put looms with the back up against a wall. You need to get behind it in order to load it, so I felt it was necessary to put it with a space. I love the fact that it works. Although with the only 2 treadles, you wouldn't be able to create the pattern that's on it. I feel like my kitchen's pretty quaint. Not a lot going on back here. I love that I got some pink appliances. To the right of the main room, we have my little dining room. Now, I originally had the Imperial set in here, but I absolutely fell in love with the wedding set when I found it. My basement's very sparse right now, just a kotatsu and a pool table. My grandfather was actually a professional pool player, so that's how I learned to play. I decided to show off my basement before my bedroom because I feel my bedroom's a lot cuter. I've been dying to get the white cute bed, but I suppose the fates won't allow it. It's not the end of the world. I have these dolls. If you haven't watched any of my other videos, I make custom dolls from time to time. I love the peach chair. It's super cute. But that's all from me. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed.